Men are moved by two levers only, fear and self-interest. Napoleon Bonaparte, you think people are honest. You believe what they say at face value. That's your first mistake. Every interaction is a negotiation, a subtle dance for control. People rarely say what they truly mean, their words carefully chosen to mask their real intentions. We are not born cynical. We are forced to become it by those who attempt to manipulate us. The world is full of people trying to get something from you, whether it's your time, your money, your attention, or your loyalty. To survive, you need to see through their carefully constructed facades, to decipher the hidden agendas lurking beneath the surface. Most people are operating on a subconscious level, driven by ingrained patterns of behavior they don't even understand themselves. But those patterns are predictable, and once you know what to look for, you can spot the manipulations a mile away. You will begin to see that seemingly innocuous questions are often attempts to gather information that can be used against you later. You'll realize that compliments are frequently used to soften you up before a request. The key is to stop taking things at face value and start analyzing the underlying motivations. Why are they telling you this? What do they hope to gain? What are they trying to hide? Asking yourself these questions will give you a crucial edge in any social interaction. Your mind is a fortress, and conversations are the enemy trying to breach it. Start seeing the world as it really is, a complex game of social chess where everyone is playing to win. Forget the naive belief that people are inherently good. Assume everyone has a hidden agenda and then work to uncover it. Only then can you truly protect yourself and gain the upper hand. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. It's about understanding the dark arts of social manipulation so you can defend yourself against them. The battlefield is everywhere, every day, with everyone. Are you ready to see it? Hidden agendas are not always malicious. Often, they stem from simple self-interest, a desire for approval, or a need to avoid conflict. The human psyche is a tangled web of desires and fears, and understanding this complexity is crucial for detecting when someone is operating from a place other than pure honesty. Consider the psychology of reciprocity, the innate human tendency to return favors. A manipulator might offer you a small kindness, not out of genuine generosity, but to create a sense of obligation, making you more susceptible to their requests later. They are banking on your inherent desire to balance the scales. Another common tactic is leveraging your empathy. Someone might exaggerate their hardships or vulnerabilities to elicit sympathy, hoping you'll lower your guard and offer assistance that ultimately benefits them more than you. They are playing on your natural inclination to help those in need, turning your compassion into a tool for their own advancement. Observe how people frame their narratives. Are they constantly casting themselves as the victim, deflecting responsibility and seeking validation? This could be a sign they are trying to manipulate your perception of events to gain your support. Be wary of those who consistently portray themselves in a saintly light, always eager to highlight their good deeds and downplay their flaws. This could be a carefully constructed persona designed to mask less admirable intentions. The psychology of persuasion is a key component of hidden agendas. Skilled manipulators understand how to use language and body language to influence your beliefs and decisions. They might employ subtle forms of flattery to boost your ego, making you more receptive to their ideas. They might use repetition to hammer home their message, subtly implanting suggestions in your subconscious mind. They might use scarcity tactics, creating a sense of urgency to pressure you into making a quick decision before you have time to fully consider the consequences. Pay attention to their nonverbal cues. Are their words aligned with their body language? A forced smile, shifty eyes, or a nervous fidget can betray a hidden agenda that their words are trying to conceal. Remember that manipulation often operates on an emotional level, bypassing your rational mind. A skilled manipulator knows how to trigger your fears, insecurities, or desires to cloud your judgment and make you more vulnerable to their influence. This is why it's so important to cultivate emotional awareness and learn to recognize when someone is trying to push your buttons. Look at how they react when challenged. Someone with a hidden agenda will likely become defensive or evasive when their motives are questioned. They might try to deflect the attention, change the subject, or attack your character instead of addressing the issue directly. They are trying to protect their hidden agenda from being exposed. Notice the patterns in their behavior. Does this person consistently engage in similar manipulative tactics? Are they always trying to gain an advantage in social situations? Recognizing these patterns will help you anticipate their moves and protect yourself from their influence. It's also important to consider the context of the situation. What are the power dynamics at play? Who stands to benefit the most from the outcome? Understanding the context will provide valuable clues about potential hidden agendas. Remember that not everyone is consciously aware of their hidden agendas. Many people are simply acting out ingrained patterns of behavior, driven by subconscious desires and fears. But regardless of whether the manipulation is intentional or unintentional, the impact is the same. You are being influenced in a way that benefits them, possibly at your expense. The key is to develop a heightened awareness of these social dynamics, to become a keen observer of human behavior. Learn to read between the lines, to decipher the hidden messages, and to see the world as a complex game of social chess. Once you understand the rules of the game, you can start playing to win. Develop a healthy sense of skepticism. Question everything, challenge assumptions, and never take anything at face value. Trust your intuition. If something feels off, it probably is. Learn to listen to your gut feelings. They are often your subconscious mind picking up on subtle cues that your conscious mind has missed. Set clear boundaries. Know your limits and don't be afraid to say no. Manipulators often target people who are weak or insecure, so cultivating self-confidence and assertiveness is crucial for protecting yourself. Be mindful of the information you share. The less they know about your vulnerabilities, the less leverage they have over you. Protect your privacy and be selective about who you trust. Practice active listening. Pay close attention to what people are saying, not just the words themselves, but also the tone of voice, body language, and underlying motivations. Ask clarifying questions. Don't be afraid to probe deeper and challenge assumptions. This will not only help you uncover hidden agendas, but it will also demonstrate that you are not easily fooled. Consider the long-term consequences of your actions. Don't be swayed by short-term gains if they come at the expense of your long-term well-being. Think strategically, anticipate potential pitfalls, and always prioritize your own interests. By mastering these skills, you can transform yourself from a pawn in their game into a powerful player in your own right. You will no longer be a victim of their manipulations, but a master of your own destiny. Now let's look at a real-world scenario, a ruthless example of how hidden agendas play out in everyday life. Imagine a scenario in a cutthroat corporate environment where promotions are scarce and ambition runs high. Picture two colleagues, Sarah and Mark, both vying for the same senior management position. On the surface, they appear to be supportive of each other, exchanging pleasantries and offering assistance on projects. However, beneath the veneer of professional camaraderie lies a complex web of hidden agendas and calculated maneuvers. Sarah, known for her strategic thinking and political savvy, has been subtly undermining Mark's efforts for months. She spreads rumors about his competence, subtly exaggerating his mistakes and downplaying his successes to other colleagues and superiors. Her intention is to create doubt about his abilities and damage his reputation, making her own candidacy appear more favorable. She uses carefully crafted language and plausible deniability, making it difficult to prove her malicious intent. Mark, on the other hand, is aware of Sarah's machinations, but chooses a different approach. He focuses on building genuine relationships with key decision-makers, demonstrating his expertise and reliability through consistent, high-quality work. He also subtly highlights Sarah's weaknesses, not through direct attacks, but through carefully placed questions and observations that raise doubts about her judgment and leadership skills. He frames his concerns as genuine concern for the company's well-being, making it appear as though he is acting in the best interests of the organization, rather than out of personal ambition. The situation escalates when a high-profile project is assigned, and both Sarah and Mark are given significant responsibilities. Sarah sees this as an opportunity to sabotage Mark's efforts, deliberately withholding critical information and creating obstacles that hinder his progress. She positions herself as the helpful problem solver, offering assistance only when it's too late to make a real difference, further reinforcing the perception of Mark's incompetence. Mark anticipates Sarah's tactics and proactively mitigates her efforts. He cultivates relationships with other team members, ensuring that he has access to alternative sources of information and support. He also meticulously documents his work, creating a clear audit trail that demonstrates his accomplishments and highlights Sarah's attempts to undermine him. As the project nears completion, the competition between Sarah and Mark intensifies. They engage in a series of subtle power plays, each attempting to gain the upper hand and position themselves as the indispensable leader of the project. Sarah leverages her existing network of contacts, lobbying for support and subtly discrediting Mark's contributions. Mark focuses on delivering exceptional results, showcasing his expertise and demonstrating his commitment to the company's success. In the end, the senior management position is awarded to Mark. His consistent performance, genuine relationships, and strategic awareness of Sarah's hidden agenda ultimately proved to be more effective than her attempts to sabotage him. The key takeaway from this scenario is that hidden agendas are often masked by deceptive behavior and subtle manipulation. They can be difficult to detect, but with careful observation and strategic thinking, you can uncover the underlying motivations and protect yourself from becoming a victim of someone else's ambition. This situation highlights the importance of being aware of the power dynamics at play in any given situation. Understanding who holds the power, who is trying to gain power, and what their motivations are is essential for navigating complex social environments. It also emphasizes the need to cultivate strong relationships and build a network of trusted allies. Having people who can vouch for your competence and character can provide a buffer against manipulation and help you navigate challenging situations. Moreover, this scenario underscores the significance of self-awareness. Understanding your own strengths, weaknesses, and vulnerabilities is crucial for protecting yourself from being exploited by others. By knowing your limits and being assertive about your boundaries, you can minimize the risk of being manipulated and maintain control over your own destiny. In these kinds of social battlegrounds, the ability to anticipate and counter hidden agendas becomes a critical skill for survival and success. The trapdoor of hidden agendas springs open when you mistake surface-level agreement for genuine alignment. This is where the weak fail. They crave acceptance so deeply that they ignore the subtle discordance between words and actions, the flicker of envy in the eyes, the carefully worded compliment that carries a barb. They allow their need to be liked to override their instincts, and they willingly walk into carefully constructed narratives designed to benefit someone else. This isn't merely about naivete, it's about a fundamental misunderstanding of human motivation. People rarely act solely out of altruism. There's almost always an underlying calculation, a consideration of personal gain, however subtle. The weak refuse to acknowledge this reality, clinging to a romanticized view of human nature that leaves them vulnerable to exploitation. They trust too easily, share too much, and fail to ask the crucial questions that would reveal the hidden currents flowing beneath the surface. Consider the office environment a breeding ground for hidden agendas. Imagine a colleague, let's call him Mark, who consistently praises your work, showering you with compliments and volunteering to assist with your projects. On the surface, he appears to be a supportive and selfless team player. However, beneath the veneer of generosity lies a calculated strategy. Mark is not genuinely interested in your success. He's positioning himself as your indispensable ally, subtly taking credit for your achievements and gathering information he can later use to his advantage. He's essentially building a foundation to undermine you when the opportunity arises. The weak, blinded by the flattery, fail to recognize the pattern. They accept Mark's help without questioning his motives, inadvertently giving him access to their work and their ideas. They mistake his attentiveness for genuine interest, confiding in him about their ambitions and their insecurities. This information becomes ammunition, carefully stored and ready to be deployed at the most opportune moment. The key to avoiding this trap is to cultivate a healthy dose of skepticism. Question everything. Don't automatically accept compliments at face value. Analyze the underlying motivation. Ask yourself, what does this person stand to gain by helping me? Is their behavior consistent with their words? Do their actions align with their stated intentions? Look for inconsistencies, contradictions, and subtle cues that betray their true agenda. Pay attention to their body language, their tone of voice, and the way they interact with others. Observe how they handle conflict, how they react to setbacks, and how they treat those who are less powerful than themselves. These observations will provide valuable insights into their character and their motivations. Remember that trust is earned, not freely given. Furthermore, the weak often fail because they lack a clear understanding of their own goals and values. They're easily swayed by the opinions of others, readily abandoning their own principles in pursuit of approval. They're afraid to assert themselves, to set boundaries, and to say no. This makes them easy targets for manipulation. Someone with a hidden agenda can exploit their insecurities and prey on their desire for acceptance, leading them down a path that ultimately benefits the manipulator while undermining their own interests. To avoid this, it's essential to have a strong sense of self. Know your values, your goals, and your boundaries. Be clear about what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not. Don't be afraid to assert yourself, even if it means risking disapproval. Remember that your own well-being is paramount. Don't sacrifice your principles or your goals in order to appease someone else. Another critical mistake the weak make is neglecting to build a strong network of trusted allies. They operate in isolation, relying solely on their own judgment and their own resources. This makes them vulnerable to manipulation and sabotage. Someone with a hidden agenda can easily isolate them from their support system, spreading rumors, undermining their reputation, and turning others against them. By the time they realize what's happening, it's often too late. To counter this, cultivate strong relationships with people you trust. Build a network of allies who can vouch for your competence and your character. Share your goals and your concerns with them, and seek their advice and support. These relationships will provide a buffer against manipulation and help you navigate challenging situations. Remember that strength lies in numbers. Ultimately, avoiding the trap of hidden agendas requires a combination of awareness, skepticism, and self-assurance. It demands a willingness to question assumptions, to challenge authority, and to trust your own instincts. It requires a deep understanding of human nature, a keen eye for detail, and an unwavering commitment to your own well-being. The weak fail because they lack these qualities. They're too trusting, too naive, and too focused on pleasing others. They fail to recognize the hidden currents flowing beneath the surface, and they willingly walk into carefully constructed narratives designed to benefit someone else. But by cultivating these qualities, you can protect yourself from manipulation, navigate complex social environments, and achieve your goals without compromising your integrity. You can become a master of the social chess match, anticipating your opponent's moves and staying one step ahead of the game. The Machiavellian approach to spotting hidden agendas elevates awareness to an art form. It's not simply about recognizing potential deception. It's about understanding the underlying motivations, the driving forces behind the manipulative behavior. Think of it as reverse engineering a complex piece of machinery. You dissect the actions, the words, the subtle cues, to uncover the mechanism that powers the deception. This requires a shift in perspective. You must move beyond surface-level observations and delve into the psychological landscape of the manipulator. What are their insecurities? What are their ambitions? What are they afraid of losing? The answers to these questions will illuminate the path to their hidden agenda. This is not about judging them, but about understanding them, understanding them to protect yourself. Consider their past behavior. Has this person displayed a pattern of manipulative tactics? Do they consistently prioritize their own interests over the needs of others? Are they prone to exaggeration or distortion of the truth? The past is often the best predictor of future behavior, and a careful analysis of their history can provide valuable insights into their character and their motivations. This is where pattern recognition becomes critical. Look for recurring themes in their interactions, repeated attempts to control the narrative, consistent efforts to undermine your confidence or your position. These patterns are like fingerprints, revealing the presence of a hidden agenda. The Machiavellian strategist understands that people rarely act randomly. Every action, every word is carefully calculated to achieve a specific outcome. It's your job to decipher that calculation. Don't be swayed by emotions. Manipulators are masters of emotional manipulation. They know how to trigger your insecurities, to play on your sympathies, to exploit your weaknesses. They may shower you with flattery, offer you false promises, or threaten you with dire consequences. Learn to detach yourself from these emotional appeals and evaluate the situation objectively. Ask yourself, what is this person really trying to achieve? What are they hoping to gain from this interaction? What are they willing to sacrifice to get it? The answers to these questions will reveal the hidden agenda that lies beneath the surface. Cultivate a network of informants. The best way to uncover hidden agendas is to gather information from multiple sources. Talk to people who have interacted with the manipulator in the past. Ask them about their experiences, their observations, their suspicions. You may be surprised by what you learn. People often pick up on subtle cues that are easily missed by others. They may have witnessed behaviors or overheard conversations that shed light on the manipulator's true intentions. Compile this information, analyze it carefully, and use it to refine your understanding of the situation. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about the manipulator's hidden agenda, the better equipped you will be to protect yourself. This also involves understanding the power dynamics at play. Who benefits from the manipulator's actions? Who is likely to be harmed? Who has the most to gain or lose from the success or failure of their agenda? Identifying the key players in this social drama will help you understand the broader context of the manipulation. It will also help you anticipate the manipulator's next move. Consider their allies, their enemies, their rivals. Who are they trying to impress? Who are they trying to undermine? Understanding these relationships will give you a clearer picture of their overall strategy. The Machiavellian approach to spotting hidden agendas is not for the faint of heart. It requires a willingness to see the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. It demands a certain degree of cynicism, a healthy dose of skepticism, and an unwavering commitment to protecting your own interests. But by mastering these skills, you can navigate the complex social landscape with confidence and control. You can avoid the traps that are set by others and achieve your goals without being manipulated or exploited. You can become a true master of the social chess match, anticipating your opponent's moves and staying one step ahead of the game. Embrace the uncomfortable truths about human nature. The world is not always a fair or just place. People are not always honest or trustworthy. Sometimes, the only way to protect yourself is to become a master of deception detection. Don't be afraid to use your intelligence, your intuition, and your cunning to uncover hidden agendas and expose manipulative behavior. But always remember to act ethically and responsibly. The goal is not to become a manipulator yourself, but to protect yourself from manipulation. Maintain a strong moral compass and use your skills to promote fairness, justice, and integrity. Consider the long-term consequences of your actions. Uncovering a hidden agenda can have far-reaching implications. It can damage relationships, disrupt organizations, and even lead to legal action. Before you take any action, carefully consider the potential consequences and weigh the risks against the rewards. Are you willing to accept the potential fallout from exposing the manipulator's behavior? Are you prepared to deal with the backlash? The decision to act is a personal one, and it should be based on a careful assessment of the situation and your own values. Learn to control your emotions. Manipulators often try to provoke you to push your buttons, to make you react in ways that are irrational or self-destructive. They may use insults, threats, or guilt trips to get you to do what they want. Don't fall for their tricks. Learn to control your emotions and respond calmly and rationally. Take a deep breath, count to 10, or remove yourself from the situation if necessary. The more control you have over your emotions, the less vulnerable you will be to manipulation. Develop a strong sense of self-worth. People who lack self-confidence are often more susceptible to manipulation. They are more likely to seek approval from others, to doubt their own judgment, and to defer to authority figures. Cultivate a strong sense of self-worth and learn to trust your own instincts. Believe in your abilities and don't let others undermine your confidence. The more self-assured you are, the less likely you will be to be manipulated. Remember that your worth is not determined by the opinions of others. It is based on your own values, your own accomplishments, and your own intrinsic qualities. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you associate with can have a significant impact on your ability to spot hidden agendas. If you surround yourself with people who are naive, trusting, or easily manipulated, you will be more likely to fall victim to deception yourself. Seek out friends, mentors, and colleagues who are intelligent, perceptive, and skeptical. These people will challenge your assumptions, offer you valuable insights, and help you develop your own critical thinking skills. They will also provide you with a support system when you are facing difficult or challenging situations. Continuously refine your skills. The ability to spot hidden agendas is not a static skill. It requires continuous learning, practice, and refinement. Stay up to date on the latest research in psychology, sociology, and communication. Read books, articles, and blogs about deception detection, social influence, and power dynamics. Attend workshops, seminars, and conferences on these topics. The more you learn, the better equipped you will be to recognize and respond to manipulative behavior. And remember to practice your skills in real-world situations. Pay attention to the subtle cues in your interactions with others. Analyze their words, their actions, and their body language. Look for inconsistencies, contradictions, and hidden meanings. The more you practice, the more adept you will become at spotting hidden agendas. Ultimately, the Machiavellian approach to spotting hidden agendas is about empowerment. It is about taking control of your own destiny and protecting yourself from those who would seek to exploit you. It is about developing the skills, the knowledge, and the mindset to navigate the complex social landscape with confidence and integrity. It is about becoming a master of the social chess match, anticipating your opponent's moves and staying one step ahead of the game. The game never ends. Once you begin to perceive the subtle currents of influence and manipulation, you'll see them everywhere. In boardrooms and bedrooms, in political speeches and casual conversations, the hidden agendas are always at play, shaping our decisions and directing our lives. Some may call it paranoia, but we call it awareness. It's not about suspecting everyone of malintent, but about understanding that everyone has their own motivations, their own desires, and their own strategies for achieving them. It's about recognizing that even the most altruistic actions can be driven by self-interest, and that even the most sincere words can mask a hidden agenda. The key is to become a master of observation, to develop a keen eye for detail and a sharp ear for nuance. Pay attention to the inconsistencies between words and actions, the subtle shifts in body language, the carefully chosen phrases that betray a hidden motive. Learn to read between the lines, to decipher the unspoken messages that lie beneath the surface of everyday interactions. But awareness alone is not enough. You must also develop the skills to defend